To what degree, I mean, both Fish and Kobe have talked about the process of getting you to come back, and now that you are here, not wanting to be that group of people that sort of send you off without another title. To what degree do you encourage that sort of win one for Phil attitude that they might have?
You know, we haven't gotten into that at all, and you know, this is something that we'll digest this during the course of the playoffs. But yet, it's imminent. It's you know, the elephant in the living room or in the bedroom, to get, depending upon where you want to put that elephant. And you know, retiring and leaving this team is not at all like what happened in Chicago, where it was, you know, a number of players were, you know, dissolving, and the team knew that they were being broken up just by the virtue of the fact that there was going to be a lockout or whatever was going to happen in that between that season in '98 and '99. And as of course, you know, as you saw, there's only 3 or 4 members of that Bulls team that came back to that Bulls team at all. This is a team that will probably stay intact with most of its players. And there will be some guys, obviously, that won't be back in the future, but this is a team that has guys that are here. And I'm the one that's on this way, you know, to retirement. So it's very interesting, and you know, it's something that we have to acknowledge and go through it. But it's not something about win one for the Gipper or win one for Phil. That's not what it's about.
So how does it work in the back of your mind, or do you have to fight the urge to almost pre-retire? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was saying his last year, he found it was more difficult than he thought, just because in parts he thinks he had already retired a little bit before that time.
Yeah.
Do you experience things like that?
No, I really don't. You know, I'm you know, looking forward to going through this thing, you know, giving, you know, every bit of energy I have right to the final part, not about, you know, the days off. I'm not thinking about, you know, what it's going to be like next year at this time or anything like that. My thoughts are about tomorrow and how to, you know, today, and finishing our day out with the team this afternoon, and tomorrow about the practice and how we're going to set it up.
Do you ever let yourself drift back to like '91 when you your first playoff series?
No.
Really? Never ever.
Well, you know, they had a reunion of that team, that 20-year reunion of that team a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago maybe. And so Chip Schaefer downloaded something that they had and sent it to me. So I got to see those players, you know, being introduced in Chicago, and you know, kind of have a remembrance a little bit. There's some writers that called me up about it, so you know, there are a couple thoughts that went back to it, but nothing about, you know, reviewing it as part of the process.
How have you changed since that first playoff series?
I had a lot of hair back then.
Time for a couple more, guys.
Following up a little bit on what Mike was asking, I know you're not an outwardly overly sentimental guy, but do you anticipate how you will deal with
don't
any of this
anticipate.
going through?
No.
Can you compartmentalize though, like set aside all the stuff about being done while still coaching, or is that something you have to deal with while you're going through the playoffs, you know, on a personal level?
It's something that we have to recognize.
But like you personally.
I've recognized it.
Right. Do you anticipate having
I have no idea. I have no idea what's going to happen at the end, you know, whether, you know, I'm going to feel sad or joyous or whatever. That's for then. I'm not anticipating a feeling that's not here.
I'm just thinking during, like, you know, what might come for you during the process.
Oh, well, what might come is like, this is the last time I'm going to be doing this.
Isn't it natural for players who, you know, if they know in the back of their mind, their minds that you're not going to be around next year, that there's a little resistance, that they don't have to be as compliant because, you know, this isn't a long-term relationship?
Yeah, they've gone through that lame duck thing this year. They've treated me like a lame duck administrator.
How's that manifested?
By not using what Ron's termed as mind control, not letting them or me control their minds when they've gone on some errant journeys out there in the floor and some irrational behavior that I'm not appreciative of.